good shit, bro. That's good shit.
That's good shit, bro.
Hey,
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, dude. What a fucking... How's my voice compared to the music? The music might be a little loud. Thanks for stopping by. Just gonna wait a little bit longer, see if anyone else pops in. I don't expect too many people to pop in though, because I think Bancroft still are gonna be streaming over me, so. I don't have 20-minute intros. I haven't saved up enough yet. I just have one intro. What is up, KSS? What's up, Ryu? Carol? Hope everyone's having a good Friday night. Let's see. Zoom in a little bit. Gonna show off some art after we watch a video. Yeah, I really like this. I found this music guy. Let's see. What is it called? White Bat Audio. It's pretty fucking dope. I really like this guy's vibes. And he's got a bunch of like supposedly free music you can use. I don't think it's AI, but it might be. Well, if it is AI, it's pretty good. Don't think it is though. Can you guys not hear me? What about now? Am I coming through now? Let's see. Can you hear me? Huh. Let's see. I wonder why. It always resets. It's kind of getting annoying. Mic volume. See if I can go past 100. Let's go. What about now? Is that better? Well, Carol's low on the hearing. That's what happens as we age. You start to lose different senses. Is that good though? What's up, Desert? Okay, good. Good. The weed made her deaf? Oh no. I smoke a lot of weed. Does that mean I'm gonna go deaf in a few years? Alright, let's see. Turn this down even more. If I won't be able to hear that like at all. But I'm gonna play a video here in a second. So, what is an Okuri-Inu? Some of you are probably asking. It's a wolf that is out of Japanese folklore. I made a little video that kind of is going to go over what it is that I'll play in just a second. Let's see, where is it? I know I uploaded it. Cut that out for a second. mute my mic and then play this video.
I guess I never realized just how easy it is to cut someone in half.
What is an Okuri-Inu? In Japanese mythology, an Okuri-Inu is a type of yokai. Yokai is an umbrella term that covers a wide array of unique monsters, ghosts, ghouls, and spirits, as we would know them in the Western world. This particular yokai became my favorite once I understood the tale is more than just a spooky story, but an analogy for never giving up and owning one's own mistakes. The Okuri-Inu is a hound or a wolf that stalks those who enter its domain, which is traditionally a secluded mountain path. Suppose you hear the chi-chi-chi song of the Yosuzume echoing through the trees on a nightly stroll. Watch your next steps carefully, because the Okuri-Inu isn't far behind. The ever-watchful eyes of the wolf spirit are both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, if you should stumble off your path, the wolf will pounce with supernatural speed and devour you in the blink of an eye. On the other hand, they are so ferocious that while stalking you, no other yokai or wild animals will even come close. Now comes the trick. Many yokai have interesting riddles to surviving encounters with them. It's one of the things I love about Japanese lore. The Okuri-Inu pounces should you stumble or fall on your path. However, you can trick the spirit by pretending to have fallen with purpose, confessing you are tired from your trek and need only a moment to catch your breath. This must be done fast, using phrases like "shindoi wa," which can translate to "this is exhausting." The Jungian philosophy I found hidden within this Japanese folklore gave me the first true spark of inspiration for Takeru Okazaki and his story. I see the mountain path as representing our life. Each footstep is a decision we make moving forward. When you trip, you can wallow in your mistakes, be devoured by them, or you can own them and turn them into something positive. The universe is waiting to reward you accordingly, and it's up to you to decide. Yes, Chase. Let me put the music back on real quick. Yeah, so I made that and I was gonna put it for my like main channel video on YouTube. Yeah, that's what people are saying. People are saying is I should use AI voice narration, but when I use it, like it doesn't sound natural. I mean, I don't sound very natural, but you can tell it's AI. So I need someone with paid AI program to do it for me, for it to sound good. But yeah, I figured that would help because no one really knows, at least in the Western market, no one really knows what an Okuri-Inu is. It just looks like a weird word. But I mean, it's essentially a hellhound, but it kind of has like a yin and a yang factor to it. And then if you look at the folklore, it's sort of got this like Jungian core to it that I took. I really liked the kernel of that, and have been wanting to do like a space bounty hunter story, so I kind of mixed the two together. But one of the interesting things is like if you look at this picture I got here, people have kind of asked me like, why does he look like a oni essentially? And I used to have it in like the title was the wolf within, but I used to have it the oni within, and it was a hint at that he's not what he looks like on the outside, but I ended up changing it to the wolf within because it just made more sense. But the reason he looks like this is if you, let's see, can I switch to the next page from here? I think I can. If you look at this, so this sort of says the outer realm, Valley of the Lost. So this is in the spirit world. When a child is conceived in the material world, a spirit is born in the outer realm. While the physical body grows, its spirit must make a perilous journey to the material, learning the world's woes and wonders, the knowledge it will become the child's sixth sense, or the child's instinct, a sixth sense. Not every spirit finds its counterpart. Some get lost, go mad, and others fall prey to the living. So essentially when a person or a living creature, because there's aliens in my world, because it's like it involves a bunch of alien planets and shit eventually. But anything that's living in the living world that's born, when it's born, there's essentially a counterpart born in the spirit world that has to, while it's in conception and be growing in the body, it has to make a journey to that body, and then basically they become one at birth. But there's sort of rituals and magic and other like science and stuff that can kind of get in the way of that. There's like abortion, right? Abortion could kill a baby before the spirit gets to it, and then those spirit would be lost in the spirit world. Let's see. I will. I think I want to play that. But so yeah, like say like if something happens and there's all the different ways like this spell or like medical mishaps and stuff like that, where essentially that spirit half gets left in the spirit world, and that's kind of how you get like demons and yokai and these evil spirits. That's one way. You can also get them from people who die and go there and transform, which is something that will be looked at in this series, which is something I'm excited to get to. You get a little taste of it at the end in the story that Vaughn did. Let's see. So this is basically Takeru right here, which is the main character. A lot of people just call him Tak for short. But this is his original spirit, the spirit he was supposed to have. It's like a little kitsune. And then this witch woman is essentially pulling it from his body before he's born, like as they're supposed, that journey was supposed to be continued. She captures it and then replaces it with this yokai, this like ancient hellhound essentially. And then that changes his form into more of like an oni on the outside. So because his spirit, his living spirit was replaced with like a demon, it changes his form. So he's kind of like got like a Blade story in a way. I mean, he's not like half, he's possessed, so it's a little different. It's not an exact analog, but I'm pretty excited for this story. I mean, this is something I've been thinking about for like a really long time. It's taken me 5 years to get it drawn, and before that it took me like 3.5 to fully conceptualize everything. Writing kind of went in, I was kind of writing it while some of it was being drawn. So it was a pretty good experience. And then he's basically raised by his father as a weapon. There's lots of like dog and wolf symbolism throughout, and even like the name hints at some of that, like Okuri-Inu. Technically this is a wolf, and wolf inu is dog in Japanese, so technically this could be Okuri-Okami as well, but I wanted to stick with the Okuri-Inu because most people know it by this in Japan from what I understand. And if you see a wolf and you see dog here with some of the symbology in here that's used, it hints at like an arc or sort of like a domestication almost, which I kind of liked that. So I kind of left it that way. But this is the free 32-page story that I released, Tokyo Blues. I think there's actually a link in the description if you're curious. Oh, Admiral, I was gonna get to this because it does feature a 1,000-year-old demon dog, except it's a spirit, so it's not physical. So she's gonna be a little let down. But yeah, so this is basically some gangsters, and one of the interesting things about the world that I liked is, so they have humans, right? But this guy here, he's technically like an alien species, but or sorry, not an alien species. He's technically another demon. And then you got these humans here, and you'll see other alien species throughout the book. And the way you can tell is the lettering, right? So like demons will speak sort of with this black and white at times, or when the demon is in control. Then you see here, the wolf is probably in control because he's talking in the way of a demon or a yokai as well. And like this guy here, this guy is just an alien, some weird long-headed alien. A little bit of cyberpunk combat as he's jumping off a roof onto a speeding bike to attack this limo that's flying through the city. And we got the demon here is starting. He's right here. He's like hiding form as a human. Boom. Smashes the thing into the limo. Then starts shooting the battery up. Boom. All of the living things in the limo are dead, but you got the demon in there just pissed. Falling, chasing the limo down. Boom. Yeah, I really like, this is Ed and Mika Babusco. Their art house is really dope. I really like their work. Husband and wife team. Really, really work good together. Boom. Put a little Easter egg right here. One of his characters. And this design right here is something I actually drew. Like, this isn't me drawing it. This is Ed drawing it. But this is a design I actually came up with. That I'm really happy how it turned out in this book. Right here. I think the horns, I'm pretty sure I was inspired by an old D&D picture. There's like an old D&D monster. I can't remember what it's called now, but it has horns like that. And I remember thinking that was a cool shape for horns. You could probably still find it, actually. And then this is sort of where you can see there is a little bit of like manga anime inspiration, but not a whole lot in the art. At least there's a little bit of it in Tokyo Blues. Not really much in the Wolf Within. Yeah. Yeah, Ed and Mika are really good. They do awesome work. And this shot, I really love this shot. Just stepping on the head. You can see the wolf's talking. And there's sort of like time jumps too through this. So you can see here he has his arms. Like he's all in one piece. He's been fighting this war for his father here in Tokyo and has been doing pretty well as a assassin. A little bit of conflict with the character and the wolf and what it forces him to do, how it uses him. Family. I'm really excited about how this turned out. Like his family, it comes across as just, yeah, they're not good people. They are Yakuza. And then these are some of the B plot villains that come in after the family, Takeru's family's dealt with. Get a little taste of them. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wanted to mix cyberpunk and like Tokyo folklore, like Japan folklore, because I like spirituality, but I also like cyberpunk, and I had an idea for a story later down the road, sort of like an old man Logan, but different, but that's just something that would be close. It's a comic that kind of already exists, or a story that already exists. Except that's obviously way convoluted. You have the whole Marvel, uh, like, what do you call it, pantheon in there and stuff that it goes with. But it's more of like if it was just, it's kind of like the move, more like the movie, where it's kind of more just centered on Logan. This chick's awesome, Mitsuki and Zankoku. This is an actual Oni. This guy can like use the storm and shit. I'm excited to get more into him. And this is Takeru's brother. Old man Inu, yeah. Right here. So the page before, Mitsuke uses her, she's a Joragumo, I think is how you say it. Basically like a succubus, but like a spider woman. And then this is him throwing his aura through. So in this world, the way magic is done is it's all basically focused on your chi, your ki, your aura, all that shit. You can do a bunch of different things with it. You can like what he's doing here is basically stunning other people's aura, but he can do it to a point where he basically turns them to ash. Then you can increase your fighting abilities, your durability, so you can survive things that you wouldn't normally survive. Kinda, yeah, a little bit. I'm not a big Outlaw Star person, but I've had people say that before. So, like people who I've talked to about this when I was making it and stuff. But, and there's still, in Tokyo Blues, there's still some clunky sentences I want to go back and have relettered that got through the editing. But I really do like how it turned out. Really happy with it. Like here, she's murking Talk's father, who at this point's old. This is kind of what releases Talk from his honorable bond to his family, because he doesn't want to fuck with his family, even though they treat him like shit. He wants to honor what his father wants, and he's just hopeful that it's, one day he'll have his own life. This is sort of the catalyst for that. Are you talking about because dragons are supposed to be good in Asian myth? Is that what you're talking about? Because with him, I know that in Eastern myth they're normally good, but with him it's more of a representation of his pride. Oh. And they're like family lineage. But yeah, unless I misread that. But here she's being all seductive and turning Goro and against his brother, sending him on a mission to kill him. And then you get a little bit of a love story with this book too, because I was inspired by John Wick a little bit. I like how they structured that first and second movie a lot. Dragons are the shit. You'll see another one here in a second too, that I really like. Get a little bit of the love story, but Goro tries to put a hamper on their plans. Oh yeah. Then shit basically goes downhill from there. Let's see, what's this? Another one. Here we go. I got some preview pages for this. Show you another dragon. This is the pages that Bruce did. This is Bruce and Mika. Same colorist, different artist. This is more of a Western style. The other one is was a little bit of a mix. And then all three of these stories do have different artists, which is something going forward. I'm going to try and create these three stories into series of their own. So they'll be like a Tokyo Blues series, the Wolf Within, and then Goro will have his own. Or not Wolf Within, sorry, Okuri-Inu, the Wolf Within will have its own. And so there'll be like artists for each of them. But going forward, each series will have its own artist instead of having three stories compiled and the same thing with different artists. Me personally, I like having different artists, but I heard a lot of people say that they want to have the same artist on a book. So going forward, that's kind of what I'm going to do. Here, lettering for these pages has just started, so I'm excited to see what they look like. Basically on a alien world investigating some bounty hunting mission, when instead of finding pirates or loot stashed like he thought he was going to, he finds a sleeping moondrake, which in this world they're like omnivores that can kind of close all their orifices and fly long distances through space and eat like everything. Plants, creatures, they can tear open ships, and they have these tongues that can go in, like right here if you see a little eye on it. They're like anteaters. Their tongue can go into ships and pull people out. Didn't get to do a lot of that in this series because a lot of that got cut. There's a lot of stuff that had to hit the cutting room floor, and some of that stuff got cut. But that's why this looks the way it does. If you can see, it's almost got like ape-like teeth in the front, and then sharp teeth in the back. And then swallowed whole by the dragon. And then this is you kind of getting to see his first abilities that he actually has. These are the eyes of the yokai, essentially, where he can see into the spirit world. So he can talk to spirits. He can see like people's auras, which gives away their vital organs, because that's kind of where the aura pumps from. So you can kind of see like the blood and everything in the body. So he's seeing that this dragon's heart's right here, and that some of the weapon stash that they were looking for is down here. So the dragon probably ate that ship that they were looking for. Let's see, what else we got? I'm going to flip through some of these pretty quick. Boom. Finds his way out, but gets hurt in the process. Gets taken, or I guess you could say repair. This is where sort of he gets those metal arms. That's why previously he looks different. A little training session here. Wakes up, sees an old friend. Thanks, KSS. A little bit of a love story. He walks away, and that becomes the catalyst for this story to go forward. This is where you get your classic damsel in distress. Yeah, I guess it's probably hard to see on your phone. Here we go. We'll look at the important parts. All the assets. And she's basically a cybernetic doctor, ex-girlfriend. Man, I really like Bruce's art. It's pretty dope. I've been writing a couple things for Bruce. I hope he ends up doing them. They turned out really well. Let's see, what other pages are there? Those are Mitsuke and Zankoku coming back. Got another alien dude here. An alien butler. Oh, look at Spirit comes back. Yeah, I really like Bruce's art. Some art I think in there I haven't shown at all yet. And then these are in my Discord right now. This is the Vaughn story that just got lettered. Really happy with this one. Looks really good. Yeah. No, the arms he has now are pretty dope. And all of the other cybernetic upgrades she gave him. Because those arms have to talk to a computer in his head. Talk's kind of the classic, doesn't want to deal with technology, doesn't want to use like the only really technology he had was a ship and then that little drone he has in the beginning. So when he goes to her, it's like he finally gets cyberware in a world where everyone has it. He kind of feels like he's already a monster, so he didn't want to modify his body anymore. Little morsel getting eaten by this big leech worm. Not quite. Yeah, I like this art. No, not that Von. Von Klaus actually wrote this. I know everyone's kind of had a falling out with him because of how he acted to like the Rip, or what is it, the Rippaverse crowd. I don't know what they call themselves, but all the people who are the Rippaverse fans. I'm not a Rippa fan really all that much. I like Eric July, but I don't really like those comics all that much that I've seen. But yeah, it was actually Von Klaus who wrote it, and he did really good stuff in here. There's some parallels with the relationship between Tak and Goro, and some of the stuff that happens in here, where it's almost like a complete mirror reflection of their relationship. And I don't know if he did that on purpose because he didn't know much about the story, so I think it's a happy accident that I just kind of dug into. But he did a good job by me on the story. He did some voice work for me in the animation Pedro did, which I'll actually play. Let me go grab that real quick. But yeah, so in terms of his work, I can't say anything bad, but in terms of his conduct on Twitter, I don't think I'd want to ever work with him again or hang out with him. But that's just me. Videos. Video. We are going to play that one. And then we are also going to play this one, playlists. I believe it's on Pedro's channel still because I haven't uploaded it. Yep. All right. Pause this music. Bring this back up real quick. Yeah, I know how you feel. I'm starting to get over technology. I like to just build shit or draw shit with my hands. Now if I go here, pull this over here. Let's see. Let's see if this sound's coming through. What about now?
Takeru Okazaki, the wild wolf
Same
of
cases.
Tokyo. I don't see why the guild mocked you a hazard. You don't look so tough.
This is Vaughn right here.
I don't have time for bounty hunters.
So he did that for free for me. Give him credit. Yeah. I can. There's certain things that have stains on them, like Rurouni Kenshin and Ren and Stimpy, and some of the things that have like the pedo guys that made it creators. Besides that shit, even though I can still kind of watch the show, but it's not as enjoyable anymore. It kind of ruin it. So, other than that, that's definitely does. Saturday morning cartoon vibe right there. Oh, this is the one I shared earlier today. Malsaw Faber Rave. Interesting. So let's see. I think there was one more thing I kind of wanted to talk about. Oh. Let's see. Oh yeah. Plans for launching. What I want to do for launching, I want to run this by people. I'll clip this out and send it to people too, and just like make it its own video and stuff. But so I was gonna use FMC for my comic, but I don't know now with everything that's going on. We'll wait and see. It's probably still a fine site, but the way I want, it's not that it's the site's fault that I don't want to use it. It's more of how I want to sell my product. I don't think I can do there. So I'm talking to some people to have me or help me build sort of my own little site with my own store. It'll have lore stuff there, merch, all this stuff will just be run through there. And it's sort of a fixed and flexible goal, which sounds kind of weird, but the way it works in my head and the way I'm hoping it works when it's all said and done is that you will have you'll have more than two options, but the two types of options. The first option is basically guaranteed tier. You spend, I think it's 8. I have to look at the costs and stuff again to see if it was 8 or 10. I think it's $8, but so you spend $8, get into the guaranteed tier. That means you'll at least get the digital, whether it funds or doesn't fund, guaranteed. So you're charged when the campaign ends. You'll get your digital emailed to you, no problem. Then there'll be a support tier, which is the flexible, and that is you're basically putting money in to help me get the print run, just like crowdfunding. I think it'll work like Kickstarter, where it's not taken till the end, and the reason that is because let's say I have, and I'm doing realistic, I have 144 pages plus the covers, right? So that need to be printed, and cost is only going up. And the last time I did the cost, it was $10K for printing and everything, but printing has gone up to, it's going to cost around $7K just to print. So I'll have to do more fuddling with the money to figure out what my goal is. But once that goal's set, you can put in 25 plus shipping to get a guaranteed printed book. And then there will be technically two, let's see, hold on. 3 covers. There'll be the main cover, which is Bruce's art, the variant cover, which is Oliver Isabedra. He's the one doing all the pre-press for me, and he did like the logo and stuff. Good guy. He's working with Phil now. Awesome dude. His cover will be the variant, and then there will be my website exclusive, essentially, and it's only for that print run, meaning if you put in money for that print run, it's never getting printed again. I'm actually going to destroy the file after I do that, so it can never be printed again in the same way, with that cover and everything. And then there's one more cover that I'll do when I go do cons. I'll have that cover at a con, and then that cover will be up on my site as well the whole time that the con's going on. And those are the only kind of exclusives I'm ever going to do. And then if the campaign doesn't fund, the cool thing about it is anyone who put in for that support tier with the 25 plus shipping, since it didn't fund and that money essentially would kind of be like a refund, what it does is it kicks you to the guaranteed tier, and it only takes that pledge that you put forward and turns it to the $8. You get your digital copy mailed to you, and that's it. I think this is good for creators and backers, because at least the backer gets something to read. They don't get fucked completely and get nothing. And then the creator can get a little pool to put towards their print run and do it more in the future, and at least get like a little bit of a nut egg for that, or put it wherever they want to, essentially, because they're getting paid for that digital copy and it's theirs at that point. You don't have to ship. So that was my idea. We'll see if it's doable with the payment processing and everything. But yeah, we shall see. I'm not exactly sure how much it's going to cost. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, it's I even hate saying that I want to do limited or exclusives because of how run down that shit's been in the CG area. I mean, an indie scene, just the crowdfunding scene in general. You see them popping up either on eBay in like pretty big quantities, and then yeah, it doesn't seem, or they get reprinted. What were those shitty covers, the gimmick covers for Cyberfrog? Weren't they like Trump covers or something that people were upset about? Something along those lines. But that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about. So to the people who did stop by, I appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and play us out with Deese. Have a good night, everyone. Have a good Friday night.
Oh my god, dude, this is an MMA fight, dude.
Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis!
Twist that dick! Twist this dude! Twist this dick! Oh, dick twist!
This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.